hallucination become truth. The angel made steel. By the fire that moves the piston, by the tranny on all high, by the cam and the U-joint blessed be, there she lies, magnum opus.
Now that everything's centered and everything is lined up and the frame is built back to where I need it to be, everything is nice, good, and solid, it's time to get it to measure up one more time. Test fit it, see how it looks. Doing this, I discovered that I need to bring it down a little bit more to not only clear the mounts on the top, but to get the proper angle. I'm using angle finders on the chassis, on the subframes, lining everything up to the proper angles that I need to achieve good handling. Misaligning the subframe on this step and getting the wrong angle could end up in some very bad handling because of bad caster. If I have too much negative caster, it's going to handle like crap and fight. And if I have too much positive caster, it's going to flop over and it's not going to handle properly at all. You want the perfect degree where you can let go of the steering wheel in a drift and it comes back and the steering follows it through, just like an S chassis car. It might be hard to achieve, but I'm going to see what I can do here. Getting the proper angle here also gave me a chance to make it sit a little bit lower. The lower this thing sits, the better the center of gravity is, and the better it's going to look. I like my cars to be slammed right on the ground, low as possible, running big fender flares and a wide track width. Taking off a little piece by little piece because it's much easier to take off than it is to add on. Keep test fitting and make sure everything lines up. Do it slowly, smoothly, and calmly. If you do it at a little bit of a time, it's easier to catch a mistake before you go too far. Everything is sitting in place and lined up exactly where it needed to be. Even my dad came by to see the progress.
Fun project, Corvette. So you gonna bolt it on or you gonna weld it on?
The next step is making some mounts, where I can put some bolts and have proper mounting points. So this can be taken off the El Camino nice and easy if need be. So I recycled some old metal, found the perfect angle, and a metal gauge that was definitely thick enough to hold the suspension to the chassis without question. I grinded these pieces off, test fitted them, found the proper angles, drilled the holes, and bolted it all up.
Rape and murder he didn't commit. He's, I love him. He's like a brother. He's destroyed. You don't come back to someone, to show you like access of DNA.
We had a lot of evidence that he was innocent. Cases, like I said, I'm a young cadet, girl was died. I mean, now I have evidence of who we think it might have been. There was another guy who was these serial murder.
Once again, before welding, it's important to measure all your points, check if you're squared, check if all your measurements are equal across the board, and then take out the angle finder and make sure every angle to all pieces that you're putting on are in the right place, and also check the angles on whatever you're putting it onto. If your frame's not sitting level and whatever you're welding onto it is, you're not going to have a good day.
As a part of what they accept in trials, and they just haven't made the corrections yet, because if they did, other convictions that were based on this junk science would be open to reinterpretation of this.
And then they're shaking babies to them, which is like, everyone's heard those words.
Once I knew everything was just perfect, I was able to box pieces in, build it up, make it stronger, weld in little tabs and brackets, make sure everything was going to be solid and well supported. This thing's going to shake and make a lot of noise. I don't want anything to fall apart. It's got to be solid. And it's time for the final test fit. I bolted all the parts in place, put the A-arms back on, put everything back together the way it should sit when the car is completely done. Everything lined up, everything measures up, all the angles are proper. Simply bolt it together and see how it looks. This is the fun part, because I get to put the wheels back on and see how it looks on the ground. This is a major step in the project. I did the front of the car first because I thought it would be the hardest. Getting the steering all lined up, getting the angles, getting the proper measurements, making sure it's square. Everything was a challenge. I've never done this before, and I still don't know what I'm doing. But I'm taking it one step at a time and taking everything I've learned from others, not shying away from asking for help, for advice, for pointers, for looking up stuff online. I'm learning as I go. I just believe that if you get out of your own way and stop being afraid of screwing up, you can achieve amazing things. So I'm gonna put that to the test right here. Now this 1971 El Camino now has a complete, fully functioning C4 Corvette front suspension and steering. Everything works good. It rolls, it moves, it functions, it turns. I'm very grateful that this all worked out. I truly won't know until the project is finished and we take it out for an initial test run. But as of now, everything's working out. And I'm absolutely motivated. I have a positive feeling about this. It's something I wanted to do for a long, long time. And like I keep saying, just get out of your own way and go for it. Ain't nothing to it, but do it. And this is a super fun project. This is a race car, it's a track car. There's no rules with this one. It's a blank canvas and basically a piece of art, where me and my crew are gonna get to learn new techniques, new talents, new skills, new abilities, and put it all together in something like this. This is hopefully just the beginning to a whole new era of us doing crazy cars, doing what we love. Putting them together, building them, testing them, taking them to the track and driving them, taking them to shows. Just enjoying everything about the cars. I took some straps and tied down the front suspension to simulate having the weight of a motor in a car. Put the front fenders on for a good look.
Behind you, are drifting, half-forgotten phantoms. For one who shies from knowing, you seem not to mind learning.
Please, this car needs healing. And strength.
I can build you a car, bring into creation one that's faster and tougher than the black on black ever was.